Hey everyone, it's been a long time. It's been months. One thing I've learned during this whole quarantine is it's hard to be creative when you don't have any outside influence or exposure. A lot of the comedians I know we have to be around each other and in the comedy scene for comedy to come from conversation. So sorry I have been off the grid a bit, but I'm gonna get back into the swing of things. This video is mainly about my issue with the inconsistencies of the COVID. Right now, my wife works in a pharmacy and she wears her mask and she uses hand sanitizer and washes her hands all the time, and we've been following the rules, and she got COVID-19. So she tested positive. Test came in this morning, and I went with her, took her to take her test, and they came out to our car, and the nurse was on point, and they did the swab right, and it was just very difficult to watch. I was worried about how I was going to have to take it, but the nurse said I would just have to do self-quarantine alongside her, and I wouldn't have to take the swab. So I was excited, but they jam it just goes in her nose, and it just looked super uncomfortable. So anyways, my work required me to take the test as well, and so just to be sure that if I had it or not. And so I went to an urgent care today. I just came back right now, and I was expecting to get the same results. Now, first off, when I was in there at the counter, there were three front desk people working, and one of the three was wearing the mask underneath her neck. Everybody was wearing their mask in the waiting room, and the other two front desk people were wearing masks, but she wasn't. So I was like, okay. And the other two had dirty pens and clean pen tray, and she didn't. So when I had to write with her, I had to take from a clean pen. So it was just like these weird inconsistencies. It's like everyone should be on the same page in this environment. So I get in the back, I'm sitting there waiting to take my test, and just as a reminder, I don't have any symptoms, thankfully. And they bring out 2 Q-tips. Now, oh yeah, my insurance wasn't accepted, my Kaiser insurance, and which was a bummer. But so I had to pay $175 out of my pocket. I'm thinking, oh man, this test must be pretty intense or on point. And I paid $175 for a nurse to take 2 regular Q-tips, put one, and she stuck it all the way in, but it wasn't anything like the 2 foot long or foot long swab that my wife had to endure. They just put 1 Q-tip all the way in, and then the other Q-tip all the way in, and that was it for $175. So that was a little much, but then they told me to just go home. So I'll get my results back in the next 3 to 4 days. They'll call me. They made a point to tell me that, and that's it. But yeah, my son is at his mom's up north, and he's gonna stay there until everything's clear here. So it's a little rough not seeing him during summertime, but just for safety reasons. And that's pretty much it with today's little quarantine. My wife isn't feeling good. She's got almost all the symptoms other than the fever, which is weird. You would think that having all this pressure and like hard to breathe and the dizziness you would have, and she has a headache often, no fever. So that's weird to me. I also expected the COVID. I thought she was going to be like coughing and sneezing a lot, and there hardly hasn't been any. She lost her taste and her sense of smell until today. She started getting a hint. Today was the first time that she actually could smell or taste a little bit. But when she ate, it would all make her feel uneasy and uncomfortable. She walks very delicately. She's so dizzy, and it's all been very to watch and experience alongside. I feel bad that I seem perfectly fine. So, but that's where we're at right now. And just when I was about to come out of quarantine and get back to life, Disneyland shut down and the restaurants are all closing again, and we're in our second wave now, and now I'm being self-quarantined even more. So let me know what you think in the comments, and I hope you enjoyed this little catch-up. We'll see you.